Hello Reformers and welcome back to Fantasy Calradia and our, well, I was going to say class showcase, but I guess it kind of isn't, I don't really know anymore, but yes, as you can see here, we are now before Durin Castle. I actually did a little bit of off-screen stuff because I was actually just enjoying the Orc Barbarian so much that I got a bit carried away. I haven't done anything too much to make him extremely powerful or anything like that. As you can see, he's got a pretty much basic army still, with the exception of all of the Orcish Juggernauts, of course, but we had a lot of those beforehand anyway. So yeah, basically what I did was I fought a vassal. Actually, I fought two vassals together at the same time, and that's the reason why most of my units leveled up very, very quickly. And I also participated in a tournament in Tolga, all the way over there. And, well, suffice it to say, it was not the most exciting tournament ever because it is Khergit Khanate territory, technically, and basically they force you to use throwing weapons, and you can already imagine how wonderful I felt using those weapons. Not very happy at all. Anyway, you can see here that I've actually got a bunch of additional vassals as my prisoner as well. Now, the one thing that I think that I'm going to do very, very soon is I'm going to the 4 Ways Inn, and I'm gonna try and get the sword, or shall we say the Scimitar of Speed, because if you've seen my original Fantasy Calradia Faith Edition playthrough way back, then you will know that Veteran decided to use the Scimitar of Speed. And personally, I think that the Maul of the Titans, while it is a fantastic weapon, I feel like it's probably not the best weapon for an Orc Barbarian. I know, shock horror, right? Yes, very, very shock horror, because if you think about it, you know, a Maul of the Titans is absolutely fantastic with an Orc Barbarian because he's got such a huge amount of strength skill. But if I was going to do it again, you know what I'd do? I'd get his strength to 25, just so that he can use the Maul of the Titans if he wants to use it. But otherwise, I'd leave it at 25, and then I'd get the Scimitar of Speed. And I'd use the Enrage mechanics to the best of their ability, because if he gets 150% weapon damage, just think about that. 150% weapon damage, followed by insane amounts of speed. Okay, apparently our recruiter was defeated. That was a big surprise, wasn't it? Yes, not really. Anyway, yes, if you think about the Scimitar of Speed with a damage bonus of 400%, and then you think how fast the Scimitar actually is, because it swings at such an insane rate that you're gonna kill, I don't know, maybe triple, maybe quadruple the amount of units that you would with the Maul of the Titans. And just think about it. I mean, the Maul of the Titans right now, I'm killing everything in one hit anyway, so it doesn't even matter whether I have Enrage mechanics or not. So basically, it's better for me to stay at 100% HP with the Maul of the Titans than it is with the Scimitar of Speed. So the Scimitar is going to then make things much, much better in terms of the risk-reward kind of strategy that the Orc Barbarian should have. Because, I mean, let's face it, the Orc Barbarian needs to be in the fight, needs to be swinging around a huge weapon, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. But because I'm able to kill everything in one hit, because it is just such an amazingly powerful weapon, I don't need the Enrage mechanics. Because if you think about it, if I get, let's say I get 400% increased weapon damage right now, it didn't make any difference, did it? I mean, I killed every single person that I hit in one hit anyway. So the Scimitar of Speed, however, is going to make things very interesting, because if you think about 400% with that, and you think, oh, well, maybe you're going to be hitting for, I don't know, 50, maybe 40, 50, 60 damage with it normally at 100% damage, and if you just add the damage multiplicatively over and over again as you get more and more Enrage, then the Scimitar is going to start doing one-hit kills against everything. One-hit kills against the most heavily plated Dwarven Paragons, the Well, we're playing the orcs at the moment, so it obviously doesn't make sense for me to say orcish juggernauts and ogres and so on and so forth, but it could probably one-shot kill ogres. I mean, I don't even know, actually. Maybe, who has the most HP in Fantasy Cow Radio? Do you know? I'm not entirely sure. Probably golems. Would you say golems? Maybe the Balrog? Maybe something like that? Yeah, probably Balrog or golems or something like that would probably deal the most... Well, would probably have the most HP. So, if you think about those targets, and then you think about the Scimitar of Speed at 400% increased damage... It's just ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous, and I'm going the wrong way. Yes, because I'm talking and being quite excited about the prospect of getting the Scimitar of Speed. So, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do after this siege. We're going to go with Nakra, the tower, and we are going to go and purchase it, if I can, because I've actually forgotten how much it is. So, if it is a little bit more than I think, then we might be in a bit of trouble. I think it's about 12,000 and I have about 13,000 right now, and hopefully by the time I get there my wages will have come through as well. So yeah, here's also a bit of an issue with the Maul of the Titans. We don't really have that much space, whereas the Scimitar of Speed is going to be able to, well, kill everyone in a very, very tight space, and that's exactly what you want in a siege like this, and that's exactly what we're doing most of the time, aren't we? You know, we're doing sieges. So, yeah, I can't believe I didn't think of it sooner, to be honest, because if you think about certain games and RPGs where you have attack speed and where you have, you know, damages, where you have, you know, damage bonuses and, you know, enrage mechanics. I'm thinking about things like the warrior class from World of Warcraft a long time ago, where it still had, I don't even know whether it still has enrage mechanics right now, but it used to have this enrage mechanic where if it was, I think it changed a variety of different times over the course of World of Warcraft's actual development cycle, because obviously initially warriors didn't used to spec into Fury, and now I'm completely going into theory crafting about warrior builds and all kinds of things. Never mind. I apologize about that. But anyway, if you don't know anything about World of Warcraft, they used to have 3 skill trees, and Fury was the least... Well, I say that, but I think Protection was probably the least used, well, except in PvE, you know, against monsters, not in PvP or anything like that. But yes, Arms was mostly used in PvP, if I recall that correctly. And Fury, which was the dual-wielding class, well, class specialization, shall we say, was... Well, it needed enrage mechanics to really work very well. And they changed it, you know, they changed it and they made the enrage mechanics actually proc when you would hit enemies yourself. So, you know, when you're hitting with dual-wielding weapons, and you know, it actually makes a lot of sense, because you're becoming even more angry as you hit more and more people, and then bloodlust and bloodthirst and all kinds of amazing things. So that kind of makes sense in my opinion, and that's exactly the reason why I personally feel like getting something, and I'm talking about the Scimitar of Speed here and a offhand weapon, and I'm thinking what I'm actually going to get is the twin swords, if I can. Maybe we'll get the twin swords or something like that, or maybe a Drow offhand blade, because that's gonna act as a shield for us, and that's gonna make a huge amount of difference. So, you know, we can actually block, which is pretty cool. We can block against arrows, hopefully, and we can also then, you know, attack really, really fast, and we can look a little bit more like Nakra, the tower from my Shadow of War series, which would actually be, you know, pretty impressive in my opinion. Anyway, I am probably not going to be asking for any rewards here, because I don't really want another castle, so I'm going to ask no rewards. And is Bardek Castle under siege? No, it's not under siege right now, so that's absolutely fine. So let's just wait here for some time, see if any Sarranids decide to turn up and attack us. It doesn't seem like they really want to. I mean, I don't blame them, to be honest. But there you go. Look, our savings at the Gnomish Bank are now 30,000, which is pretty insane. So even if the Scimitar of Speed is much, much more expensive than I imagine it to be, we are still probably going to be able to purchase it. And I actually do need to check something real quick. Let me just check and see who is currently at war against the Drow. It seems like maybe we are. Are we at war against them? Elves, dwarves. Not war against us. Okay, that's fantastic. That is fantastic, because that means that I will technically be able to go into their city and maybe purchase one of those Drow blades, like I said. So that should be pretty fun. That should be pretty fun. Alright, so let's just wait here for some time. This is Sultan Hakim himself, by the way, so this is going to be pretty amusing if he decides... Oh, he's actually going in. Alright, 93 against 245. We know how this is going to go, in my opinion. I think this is going to be a pretty easy victory for us, but it kind of makes me a bit sad that we still have not gotten the Scimitar of Speed, but obviously I couldn't do it in such a short amount of time, could I? So that's obviously the thing that you have to be concerned with mostly. But anyway, I'm actually going to make my way out here myself, because I want to see just how powerful Naqra actually is. So let's go out here and meet them. This is going to be pretty funny, I think, because you know how effective Naqra can be. So, well, who knows? Let's just see how it goes. Obviously, it's just going to be me against them. Okay, come on now. Oh, the Diana units are probably... Oh yeah, these guys are gonna... Oh yeah, they're gonna kill me. Oh yeah, that was my bad. I thought to myself, oh yeah, I can take on all of the Saranid units, and then I was like, oh, there's those guys. I forgot about those guys. Yeah. Oh well, never mind. I guess what I can do is I can literally just retreat, and we can... we can just go again. But obviously, you don't really need to see this. It's going to take quite some time for us to defeat them, because it's literally going to take a long time, because they're going to have to run all the way from their spawn point, and once we kill all of them to begin with, it's going to just... it's going to be a long drawn-out siege. Alright, so we have now arrived at the Four Ways Inn, and it is about time that we get our Scimitar of Speed. Unfortunately, I did not make time to go to the Drow city to potentially purchase a offhand blade, because I was just very excited about going here and seeing just how effective the Scimitar is going to be. 23,000? Oh dear. Alright, I don't have enough. I do not have enough, so I'm going to have to go into the Gnomish Bank and take out a little bit of cash. Let's take out 10,000. And hopefully I'm going to be able to get it again, because there are a bunch of different things. Twin Enchanted Drow Swords. Huh. This set is a beautiful example of how Drow craftsmanship can be both artistic and deadly. As expected, these swords are sharper and faster than your average blade and are really a steal for 7,000 dinars. I'm actually going to buy these. And then we're going to go and get the Scimitar of Speed as well. Do I have enough money still? I don't know whether I have enough money still. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright, well, let's see if I can just find it, because this is the one problem with this merchant. He decides, oh, I'm not going to show you these. Okay. Wow. You can actually create a pretty awesome elvish character here, because there are magical bows, enchanted elven swords, enchanted elven armor. So if you want to roleplay as an elf of some kind, then they've got you covered. They certainly have you covered there. Oh wow, where is it? The healer's ring might be pretty fun too. There it is. Okay, so can I take it? Oh no, are you okay, so I still don't have enough money, unfortunately. Oh dear. No, I don't want to deposit anything, thank you very much. I would like to withdraw 10,000. Oh no. I am absolutely bankrupting my bank at the moment. That is not very nice, is it? Oh well, there you go. Maybe we'll be able to find it a little bit quicker this time. Or not. Ah, there we go. Fantastic. Yes. There we go. All right. So this is fantastic. This is really, really good. All right. So as you can see here, this is the sword that I was talking about, which is a shield, technically. And you can use this and a weapon in your main hand to act as though you are dual wielding, even though you're technically not. So let us go down to the woods tonight. Yes, let's not do that. But yes, anyway, we're going to go over here and see if we can maybe tackle a vassal or something like that. Maybe we can do a little bit of damage to... Wow, they really do not have very good garrisons. Not at all. Not at all. Alright, so let's start getting some bear warriors. Why not? We have like way too many orcish juggernauts now, in my opinion. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. This is going to take 9 hours, of course, because we have no engineer. And, well, who knows? Maybe someone will turn up and try to attack us. If they do decide to try and attack us, then I won't really mind that much, because I'd like to try out my Scimitar of Speed sooner rather than later, if at all possible. Alright, so you can see here, this is exactly what we look like now, and you can see the Scimitar of Speed. Look at that. Look at the speed. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, so let's see if that's actually gonna do something for us here. Now, of course, this blade has a very, very small size. So in general, we're still gonna... Whoa, okay, yeah. Let me just be a bit careful here. We're still gonna get absolutely... Whoa, okay. I have an Orcish Raider Shaman? I didn't even know we had one of those, but apparently we do, and apparently it absolutely murdered everything. Okay, well, this is interesting. Okay, so yeah, you can see now how effective the Scimitar of Speed is actually going to be if I can actually do damage with it. Come on now. Okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, I'm taking a little bit too much damage right here. Just kill all of them. There we go. Look, I mean, just do you see that? I mean, I know that it's a bit difficult to see that right now because I am playing really, really badly, but you know, you can kind of look at this. Do you see that? Just slicing through them. Just absolutely slicing through them. And I'm moving very, very fast as well because the Maul of the Titans does hamper your movement, as far as I'm aware, because it is very heavy, you know? It is an extremely heavy weapon. So you being able to just move around at the speed that the Scimitar swings at is just insane. And you can see the amount of damage I'm doing. I mean, I'd probably be able to do that damage no matter whether I was enraged or not. I'd probably be able to kill most enemy units as easily as that anyway. But you can see the application, you know, you can see what is actually going on here. You can see how much damage we're able to do with it. And it's just so fun, you know, it is extremely fun to see this kind of action going on. I mean, look at that. We're just dual wielding and just absolutely murdering everything in our sight. Very cool in my opinion, at least. Alright, well there you go. That's a little bit of a demonstration, I suppose, of the Scimitar of Speed. I'm going to ask no rewards, and apparently we're going to just sweep through the Sarranids for the Orcs. Absolutely sweep through them, no problem at all. This guy's going to try and take Weir Castle, isn't he? Oh, they're trying to take it from us. Oh, that's not going to happen. Thank you very much. Let's do this. Oh yeah, 91 against 160. I have no fear. Have you seen that? Have you noticed that I'm a lot more reckless when I'm playing as an orc? It's a bit weird, right? It's a bit weird because usually I'm like, oh, we have to analyze things a little bit here. Yes, analyzing everything, Leah. Yes. Yeah, Deckard. That's what's going on there. Anyway, I'm gonna tell my people just to stand a little bit closer. And you can see how much faster we're moving. I mean, you can clearly see how much faster we're moving because of the change in weapons. And we're gonna absolutely murder these guys. Like really. We're gonna make it just so easy for our units. And I'm even faster than these... Oh, well, I was actually going to say, I'm even faster than these Johnny units and everything. And then I got absolutely murdered with a 31 damage hit. Well, that was my own fault for being overconfident. But I actually do have a faster weapon than he does. So technically, yeah, technically I was speaking the truth, but, well, my own skill is letting me down a little bit here. Look at how much damage. Oh, I don't really mind dying. I actually don't mind dying at all because that was just so much fun to run around. Oh, yes, you can see the absolute practicality of it. And that's exactly the reason why Fantasy Calradia is one of my most favorite mods. If I were to make a top 5, it would certainly be in my top 5. And that is the previous version and this version. This version has just improved, in my opinion, improved everything that the previous version had to offer and builds upon it in such a wonderful fashion. And that is a big testament, because usually in these kinds of situations, you know, in game development, for example, let's say a game has been in development for many years, and then the development studio unfortunately goes bankrupt or is shut down by their publisher or something along those lines. And then the project is given over, you know, all of the assets and, you know, all of the models and animations and code and all that sort of stuff is given over to some other development team, completely different development team. And the original's vision is lost. And then when that game comes out, if it ever does, it's a completely different animal to what it was previously. And you can tell that the game has suffered in quality as a result. There are many, many kind of examples of this. For example, the Duke Nukem game that came out a long, long time ago. You know, the new one, you know, the newest one, the most recent one. And that had been in development for, I don't even know, 12 years or something. And it had changed hands so many times that it became a bit of a mess. And that was a bit of a shame. And it's very similar to other games as well, like Aliens Colonial Marines, that had been outsourced by Gearbox to some third party, and oh, everything did not go too well there. It did not go too well. But you know what I mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about here, where that has not happened, because the original creator has not been active for quite some time, and someone has taken it over in such a fantastic fashion. And yeah, I mean, I've said many, many times that I have, you know, given them props, and, well, there's not much more to say. There's not much more to say except thumbs up. Oh, yeah. You know, I'm giving huge amounts of props there. But anyway, let us try not to die. I'm actually going to die here. I think I am at a sliver of HP, but I'm going to try my best to stay alive and see what I can do. Ooh, yeah. Oh. Okay, I got hit by Ice Storm. Yes, I got hit by Ice Storm. Well, never mind. That doesn't really matter because we are going to win this, no problem at all. I'm actually really impressed by the Orcish Raider Shaman. Did not realize that it had Ice Storm at its disposal, but that's pretty awesome. Anyway, this is a foregone conclusion. This battle will be won by us relatively easily. And so I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.